Today is a very exciting moment for me since I'm finally going to build my complete streaming setup. I want this build to be an inspiration for others, so because of that I'm only going to use 2 monitors. The main one will be an ultra wide, so the plan is to find creative ways to build a stream around that. Links to every part used in this setup will be in the description, so you might want to check that out. So I will quickly unpack everything right here so we can start building this streaming setup. By the way, none of this stuff is sponsored. None of these companies have paid me anything. I just bought the gear that I didn't have. The sponsor of this video actually is Owned.tv. If you need any graphics for your stream, then Owned is your go-to shop. They have overlays, alerts, emotes, sub badges. My favorite pack by far is the Dark Mode series. This one looks clean, it's professional, it's very polished, and I just love the overall look and animations of it. For all packs on the Owned website, there's a preview tool where you can see how things would look on your stream by triggering alerts, looking at different screens and all other elements of the pack. They have a 40% sale going on, but my code TVN gives you 50% instead, so if you want to shop for an overlay, just click on the link in my description and don't forget to add the code TVN at checkout to slice 50% of your price. This is all the gear we are about to use for this streaming setup, and we will attach it all to this electric standing desk. This desk has a simple switch to go up and down, and you can also control it with your phone and set up specific height presets in case there are specific heights that you always use. Now this desk also has a net for cable management, and I'm gonna paste this power strip right next to it, and for that I'm gonna use these poster strips. I got them from Amazon. They are very useful in a lot of scenarios, so I will also link them in the description. Okay, so all the post-its are on it right now. I wanted to tape it right here, but these buttons are in the way, so I will need to tape it right here on the other side, so let's do that right now. My main monitor will come right here. It's a huge ultra wide. I'm super excited to start playing on it, but yeah, we've got some work to do first. This is the LG 38GN950. It has a 3840 by 1600 resolution, an IPS display, it's 160 Hz, has a 1 millisecond response time, and is G-Sync compatible. It also has an RGB ring on the back, and this is completely customizable and surprisingly bright. The link to this monitor will be in the description, together with links to all products used in this video. Now I'm not going to use this monitor stand, which is actually huge on its own, because I'm going to use this monitor arm. I've already ran the cables through this beforehand, so let's attach this whole thing. If I would drop this right now, not sure what I would do actually. Support me on Patreon right now! In all seriousness, this thing is massive. And after this I could attach my vertical monitor to the desk. I used a cheap monitor arm for this, and just like with everything that I'm using today, you'll find the link to this in the description. My PC will be on top of the desk, since then it will go up and down together with the desk in case I want to stand up for a while. The case is an NZXT H510, and I replaced the outtake fan with an RGB fan, which I bought separately. Here are the specs for those who are interested. The motherboard is an ASUS ROG STRIX X560E Gaming. The CPU is a Ryzen 9 3900X, the GPU is an RTX 2070 Super, there's 64GB of G-Skill RAM, a 1TB GIGABYTE NVMe Gen 4 SSD, and this is an NZXT KRAKEN X63 liquid cooler. I've already done some cable management with these monitors right here, and right now everything is clean, but with all the gear that we're about to add right now, I think it will become a challenge to keep everything as clean as possible, but we will try. Let's start with installing this keyboard right here, because it's an amazing one for streamers, because these are not normal macro buttons. Let me tell you why. This keyboard is the Corsair K95 RGB Platinum. The special thing about this keyboard is that the macro buttons are compatible with the ELGATO Stream Deck software. Basically, these are 6 Stream Deck buttons without an LCD screen. You can easily go to the Stream Deck software and then link whatever function you want to these 6 buttons, which makes it extremely useful for people who don't have a separate Stream Deck. And for those who are wondering, I went with the brown switches, and to be honest, I'm not really happy with them. It feels kinda smushy, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. And maybe some of you are really experienced with keyboard switches and stuff. In case I build a custom keyboard, what switches would you advise me to go with? Just give me your opinion. I'm really curious because I don't know anything about switches and I'm not happy with the one I have right now. Anyway, let's start installing this keyboard right now. And after the keyboard, we can also install the mouse, which for me will be a Corsair SCIMITAR since I play a lot of MMOs, so this keypad on the side is a godsend. The mousepad that I'm using is the HyperX Fury S or S Fury, I'm not sure, I will put the link in the description. It's a huge mousepad, but this is extremely useful for first-person shooters where you need to make a lot of big mouse movements because you have a low sensitivity for better aim. Also, the only FPS I play is Overwatch and my main is Moira. Next are the lights. I will be using ELGATO key lights, but to be really clear, you definitely do not need these. They are $200 each, they are premium, they are easy to use, they are controllable with an application. But if you want to upgrade your stream and you're looking for things that you can improve your stream with, then just get a softbox like you see right there. You can probably get 2 of these for $60 or $70 on Amazon. That's a big upgrade for your stream. The reason I'm going for these is because they look good, they are wirelessly controllable, and because I can attach them to my desk. I do not need to keep some space for the softboxes to stand behind my desk. I can literally move this against the wall. So now that the lights are installed, ELGATO also sells this, which is called the multi-mount solid arm. Now this will allow me to connect it to the arm of the key light and then connect my camera right here to make it float like this instead of using a tripod or something like that. This camera setup is a LUMIX GH5 with a speed booster and a Sigma 18-35mm lens. You should know that I bought this camera while I was in film school and that right now I would not buy this one for streaming. There are better options and I will link them in the description together with all the gear used in this video, but the general camera setup is applicable to any other camera. Instead of using a battery which I would have to replace and recharge all the time, I got a dummy battery which you can find for every camera and which allows you to plug it in your PC or in a USB charger. To use this camera as a webcam, I also needed a CAMLINK which allows me to plug an HDMI cable in my camera, plug that HDMI in my CAMLINK and then plug this CAMLINK through USB in my PC. This allows me to select my camera as a webcam in my streaming software and allows me to have great webcam quality. Alright, I'm super happy with how this has turned out so far, but the most important part of every stream is the audio and we still have to do that, so let's do that right now. The microphone arm I will use is the Rode PSA-1, which is a very popular one. I already ran an XLR cable through it, so we can immediately connect the microphone to it, which will be the Rode PROCASTER. This is a really good and popular microphone for streamers, and it's a good option if you would like to get a Shure SM7B, but if that's too expensive. Dynamic microphones like this Rode PROCASTER or a Shure SM7B for example need a lot of gain, and adding all of that with an audio interface can result in some or even a lot of noise. Because of that, we are going to use a CLOUDLIFTER, which is a device that you can add between your microphone and the audio interface and which simply adds 25 decibels of clean gain. As a result of this, you have to add less gain with your audio interface, and that should mean having cleaner sound. The audio interface I'm going with is the Go XLR Mini, which is specifically made for streamers. This has a whole interface with options and a lot of use cases, so I will go over this device in a separate video. Now, as my headset, I will be using this SteelSeries ARCTIS 7. It's wireless, it's amazing, I recommend it to everyone, but it's important to know when you're using a Go XLR or a Go XLR Mini like that one, in order to allow the Go XLR to send audio to your wireless headphones, you need to make sure that you have a substation like this one with an audio in port. And that's because you need to put an audio cord in your substation and then put the other side in your Go XLR, so the Go XLR can send audio through this cord to the substation, and then the substation can send it to your headphones. I almost spent the whole week on this video, from planning the video to scripting it to ordering the stuff to building the setup to see if everything worked, breaking it down again and then building it up part by part while filming everything. And by the way, I still need to edit everything, so I would really appreciate it if you would like this video and just place a comment about whatever. It really helps me to rank higher in the YouTube algorithm. Write a random comment, doesn't matter, just give some engagement to this video. I also didn't build this setup for nothing. I'm doing a complete rebranding of this channel and then of the stream too. So I'm working with a designer to get graphics for all of that, and when it's finished I will finally return to Twitch. So I would appreciate it if you would also give me a follow on Twitch so you can be there for the return. My Twitch link is in the description, twitch.tv/thevideonerd.yt. Sadly, I still don't have the Video Nerd. It's an inactive account, I can't contact them. I hope that one day I will be able to claim /thevideonerd, but right now it's twitch.tv/thevideonerd.yt. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. By the way, I forgot to say something. I'm definitely getting a Stream Deck. It's on the way, it hasn't arrived yet, and I wanted to finish this video, so that's why I didn't include it. But of course, I'm including a Stream Deck.
Okay. Okay. €3 when she's fat is so funny.